Greenwich is a historically and culturally significant place located on the banks of the River Thames in the southeast of London. The area is attractive to tourists and researchers around the world due to its unique identity and global fame. Greenwich is most famous for the Prime Meridian line, from which the world's time and geographical distribution were laid. That's why Greenwich Mean Time (GMT) is used as a time scale throughout the world. This place has been a hotbed of British history, science, naval world, and royal heritage for centuries. Places such as the Royal Observatory, Cutty Sark, Greenwich Park, and Old Royal Naval College testify to its majesty and historical significance. Even in modern London, Greenwich retains its historic splendor and offers a beautiful blend of past, present, and future at the same time. The history of Greenwich spans centuries, and the area is closely associated with the British royal family, naval power, and scientific progress. It is also mentioned in the 1086 Domesday Book, which testifies that Greenwich has been an ancient and settled area. In the Middle Ages, the place became famous for its royal palaces and magnificent buildings. Placentia Palace, located on the banks of the River Thames, was the residence of several kings of England. It was here that the famous Queen Elizabeth I was born, and during her reign, England emerged as a powerful naval empire. Later, in the 17th and 18th centuries, Greenwich was developed as the center of the British Navy. During this time, the Royal Naval College was established, which still holds an important place today due to its magnificent architecture and historical significance. Greenwich has not only been limited to royal or naval history, but has also played a significant role in the world of science. The Royal Observatory was established in 1675, giving the world new principles of time and astronomy. Thus, the history of Greenwich is not limited to London or the United Kingdom, but this place of global importance. One of the most famous and historic buildings in Greenwich is the Royal Observatory, built in 1675 by order of King Charles II. The purpose of this institution was to examine the accurate calculation of the universe, the stars, and time, and to formulate navigational principles to assist the British Navy. Astronomers working at the Royal Observatory have given the world several important scientific inventions and scales, the most prominent of which is the Prime Meridian line, which in 1884 was recognized as the main point of the world's longitude. At the same time, Greenwich Time (GMT) was introduced to measure time around the world, which is still the main reference in modern systems today. This institution is not only attractive for scientific research but also for tourists. Visitors stand on the Prime Meridian and experience stepping into the eastern and western hemispheres at the same time. The astronomical instruments, historical clocks, and telescopes at the Royal Observatory can still be seen today as masterpieces of scientific history. This place is not just a building but a symbol of human ingenuity and inquiry, giving the world new angles to understand time and space. The main reason for Greenwich's worldwide fame is the Prime Meridian line, located at 0 longitude. It is the hypothetical line that divides the whole world into the eastern and western halves. This line is the most basic reference for mapping the world, navigating, and measuring time. At an international conference in Washington, D.C. in 1884, Greenwich was recognized as the world's center of time and latitude. This decision was made because most of the world's ocean mapping and navigation was done by Greenwich.com. Thus, this line through Greenwich became a means of uniformizing time systems throughout the world. Greenwich Mean Time (GMT), which is still the basis of modern universal time (UTC), came into being along this line. Whether it is satellite navigation, time settings in aviation, or mobile phones, all have their roots in Greenwich.com today. This place provides a memorable experience for tourists around the world. Visitors come here and stand on the brass strip that marks the Prime Meridian on Earth. People often take photos here to show as a souvenir that they once stood in both the east and west of the world. The prime meridian line is actually a symbol, the line of time, distance, and human progress that bound the world into one system. Another significant historical heritage of Greenwich is the Cutty Sark, one of the world's few surviving famous clipper ships. The ship was built in 1869 and holds a special place in British maritime history due to its speed and beauty. The Cutty Sark was actually a tea clipper, used to bring tea from China to the UK. At that time, there was a kind of competition between fast ships to deliver the fastest tea to London. The Cutty Sark gained a reputation for its speed and completed many voyages in less time. The ship was later used for other commercial purposes and sailed the world seas at various times. In 1954, it was permanently brought to Greenwich and preserved as a monument and museum here. Today, Cutty Sark is a world tourist destination. Visitors can not only see the original structure of the ship here, but also get an idea of the marine life of the period by visiting its interior. The exquisite woodwork, high mast, and the fine design of the ship still amaze visitors today. The Cutty Sark is not just a naval heritage to Greenwich. It is a symbol of human exploration, trade, and Britain's maritime majesty. One of the most magnificent and knowledge-rich places in Greenwich is the National Maritime Museum. This museum is considered the world's largest maritime museum and was opened to the public in 1937. It beautifully preserves the UK's maritime history, maritime travel, and advances in navigation. The museum includes naval maps, models of ships, paintings, uniforms, navigation devices, and objects from the royal family. It also houses rare memorabilia relating to the famous British Admiral Lord Nelson, who is always remembered for his leadership and sacrifice in the Battle of the Trafalgar. This museum is not only a historical gallery but also an educational institution where workshops, exhibitions, and scientific activities are held for children and adults. With the help of modern technology, visitors are given an old-fashioned experience of cruising, which makes this visit even more interesting. The National Maritime Museum has also been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, as it is a treasure trove of maritime history not only in the UK but around the world. No tourist visiting Greenwich understands their journey complete without seeing this museum, a place that symbolizes how the sea and shipping made Britain a great global power. Greenwich Park is the oldest and most beautiful park in Greenwich, covering approximately 183 acres. Not only is it one of London's greenest zones, but its historical significance is immense, as it has been a place of entertainment and hunting for the royal family for centuries. The park's elevated location offers a spectacular view of the whole of London, especially the River Thames and the Docklands area. The park has watch houses, gardens, fountains, and forest paths that provide a calm and charming atmosphere for both tourists and locals. There are many activities in Greenwich Park, such as morning walk and jogging, children's games and picnics. Visit historic buildings and museums, open-air artistic and cultural events. The Royal Observatory in the park is also a landmark, from where visitors can see the prime Meridian line and spectacular views of the city. Greenwich Park has not only natural beauty but also historical and educational significance, making it one of London's most popular parks. This park is a place where there feels a beautiful connection between the past, present, and future, and people of all ages can find comfort, fun, and knowledge by coming here. One of the most important historical and royal buildings in Greenwich is the Old Royal Naval College. These magnificent buildings were built between 1696 and 1712 and were originally used as the Royal Hospital for Seamen at Greenwich. It later became known as the Royal Navy's Educational and Training Institution. The college is known for its great architectural beauty, classical architecture, and magnificent design. Its colonnades, gunnered halls, and royal chapels inspire architects and tourists from all over the world. In particular, the Chapel of St. Peter and St. Paul is famous for its domes and decorative work. The Old Royal Naval College provided education and training to many historical figures and played an important role in strengthening Britain's naval power. The site is still used today for concerts, film shootings, and cultural events, making it not only a historic but also a cultural center. The sprawling campus and lush lawns outside the college invite tourists to explore and enjoy. And there is a spectacular view of the Greenwich Meridian timeline, the Royal Observatory, and the River Thames. This location is a symbol of Greenwich's history, culture, and naval power, which tourists and researchers from all walks of life come to see. One of the most important royal buildings in Greenwich is Queen's House, built in 1616 for Queen Anne of Denmark. This building is the first example of classical architecture, built entirely in the Renaissance style in Great Britain. It was built by Inigo Jones, a famous architect of the time. Queen's House is famous for its simple yet brilliant design, balanced proportionality, and beautiful decorative work. The most prominent feature here is the tulip staircase, which is considered to be the world's first free spiral staircase. The texture of this staircase not only shows the skill of architecture, but also provides an interesting experience for tourists. Today, the building is part of the National Maritime Museum and hosts art galleries, historical exhibitions, and cultural events. Visitors can study not only royal history, but also the maritime and academic development of England. Queen's House is emblematic of Greenwich's historic and cultural center, existing as a beautiful bridge between ancient royal grandeur and modern-day education and culture. The most significant natural element of Greenwich is the River Thames, which has played an important role in the life and history of London and Southeast England. The River Thames has not only been a commercial and economic hub, but also a lifeline for the culture, entertainment, and citizenship of the area. Historically, the Thames helped Greenwich in British maritime and commercial development. Ships carried goods and people from here to various ports around the world, and so Greenwich became an important center for maritime education, navigation, and trade. Parks, museums, historic buildings, and tourist attractions along the river add to the beauty of Greenwich. From here, visitors can not only see the beautiful scenery of the city, but also enjoy the Thames by boat and ferry today. The Thames River is not only a commercial or tourist source for Greenwich, but also of cultural, historical, and ecological importance. Its waves, shoreline history, and natural landscapes provide people with the opportunity for natural tranquility, recreation, and research. This shared identity of the River Thames and Greenwich is the foundation of the City of London and its historic reputation around the world. Greenwich presents a beautiful blend of historical grandeur and modern development. The ancient royal buildings, the Royal Observatory, Kitty Sark, and Greenwich Park still retain their glory today, but also modern housing, commercial centers, and cultural activities are thriving. The shopping streets, cafes, restaurants, and markets in Greenwich are attractive, not only to locals, but also to tourists. The culture here sees a mixture of different tour and nationalities, reflecting London's diverse social environment. Education and research are also given importance in modern Greenwich. The University of Greenwich and other educational institutions are playing important roles in the fields of science, oceanography, and human development. In addition, arts, music, and cultural events are held regularly, providing an opportunity for the younger generation to develop creativity. The beautiful combination of modern development and historic heritage along the River Thames makes Greenwich a unique and world-renowned destination. The area offers an excellent demonstration of past grandeur and future development. Greenwich is one of London's main academic centers. Not only are there historical and scientific institutions, but modern educational institutions also provide high-quality education. The University of Greenwich is the most famous university in the area, offering a beautiful combination of ancient buildings and modern facilities. Students are taught in various fields of science, technology, business, arts, and humanities. The university's campus is located near historic buildings such as Queen's House and Old Royal Naval College, giving students the opportunity to study in a historic environment. Greenwich also has public libraries, schools, and educational workshops, which provide informational resources not only for the local community, but also for tourists and researchers. The importance of education and research has always been prioritized, and the latest technology and resources are provided to teach students world-class. Greenwich's academic identity is renowned, not only for its historical heritage, but also for its modern scientific and social development. Its universities and educational institutions attract students from around the world and make the area distinguished as a scholarly and research center. Greenwich is known for its historical significance, as well as cultural activities and events. The culture here sees a beautiful combination of historical heritage, art, music, and maritime tradition. Various festivals, markets, and cultural events are held in Greenwich each year, with tourists and locals taking full part. Popular events include Greenwich Plus Docklands, International Festival GDIF, a global cultural festival featuring theater, music, and performing arts. Greenwich Market events, handicrafts, artwork, and crafts are on display, which are of interest to local artists and tourists. Nautical celebrations, due to the naval history of Greenwich. Various nautical events and exhibitions are also held here. Greenwich's cultural activities not only keep historic monuments alive, but also provide opportunities for recreation, education, and social connection to the local community and tourists. The area offers exciting experiences for people of all ages, where the combination of history, art, music, and maritime tradition creates a unique cultural environment. Not only is Greenwich historically and culturally significant, but the locals have adopted a unique lifestyle, which offers a beautiful combination of ancient, heritage, and modern-day milieu. Local residents usually stay connected to the natural environment, parks, and the Thames River in their daily lives. Morning walks, jogging, cycling, and picnics in the park are part of the daily activities of the people here. Life in Greenwich is slow and quiet, but the modern city centers and commercial areas also provide convenience and speed in life. People here are also big supporters of culture and education. There is a strong participation of local people in museums, galleries, workshops, and local events. Greenwich residents also stay connected to local schools and universities to provide historical and educational opportunities for their children. Greenwich's restaurants, cafes, and markets are quite popular for dining and entertainment, with local and international flavors available. The local lifestyle offers a beautiful blend of historic heritage, culture, education, and modern amenities, making Greenwich one of London's most unique and attractive areas. Greenwich is one of London's world-renowned tourist destinations. Its historic, cultural, and natural sites attract millions of visitors every year. Some of the most popular tourist destinations in Greenwich include Royal Observatory, Prime Meridian Line and Astronomical Instruments, Cutty Sark, historic ship that is now preserved as a museum. The National Maritime Museum is the largest collection of British maritime history. Greenwich Park, scenic beauty, parks, and spectacular view of the city. Old Royal Naval College and Queen's House, historic royal buildings and art galleries. Visitors to Greenwich can not only see historical monuments but also enjoy the city's diverse scenery by boat, rail, and ferry along the Thames River. Markets, cafes, and local events are also of interest to tourists. Greenwich's tourism offers a beautiful blend of education, culture, and entertainment, not only representing London's historic heritage, but also offering a unique and globally memorable experience. Greenwich is a historic and cultural place in London that offers a beautiful blend of past, present, and future. Its Royal Palace, Royal Observatory, Kitty Sark, parks, and museums not only reflect the history of the UK, but also have their significance on a global scale. Greenwich has made significant contributions to the fields of science, oceanography, education, and culture. The Prime Meridian Line and Greenwich Mean Time caused the site to become the hub of the world's time and geographic scales. Educational institutions, universities, and workshops here promote knowledge and research pathways. Local lifestyle, culture, and tourism make Greenwich one of London's most attractive and unique areas. The River Thames parks, historic buildings, and markets showcase not only natural beauty but also social and cultural significance. Overall, Greenwich is a place that brings together history, knowledge, art, oceanography, and entertainment. It provides a memorable and informative experience not only for London, but for tourists, researchers, and students around the world. And its importance will last for centuries.